Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be unboxing and installing this lighting fixture from Femila? I don't know if I'm saying that right or not, but let's go ahead and dig in. This was sent to me by Femila to do a tutorial and review on. And so today, that's exactly what we're doing. First thing we see when we open the box is some very nice padding, a little bit of instructions, and some hot mounting hardware, it looks like. And then if we lift this up, this looks like some cones. This is going to be just step one of the update we're going to be doing in my bathroom. Eventually, I hope that we'll do a full head-to-toe remodel, but you can see we have a nice dimpled black metal with a kind of a brass colored liner or center, and this is just a stack of all of those. I got the 4-pack for mine because that's what fits in the space I have today, but they do make it in a 2 up to 5 light strand, so that's going to be anywhere from 15 to 38 inches of width, but this one with 4 lights is about 30 inches. Next thing we see here is the bracket itself. It's been zip tied together here. Alright, and this is what we're looking at kind of out of the box here. My wife and I really love the modern design with the wood styling here. I think this is actually like a hard plastic or a metal. Yeah, that's a metal, but it's been painted to look like wood to be more of a modern design. Let's go ahead and pop open the instructions and see how they want us to put this together. There's not a whole ton in the way of instructions. It looks like it's 1 through 6 steps, and they're all say do K to J. And so you find K and J. So it's basically just connect these two. So we'll need to unscrew these guys. We'll slide them together. That wire does not want to bend very much, but we'll just mush it in there, I guess. Alright, it was a little difficult, but we'll start on the next side. Getting this to go in there is pretty tough. It's a stiff cord and it doesn't want to go in. Well, that one slid together much easier. Alright, and now go ahead and open these guys up here. I might be getting ahead of myself, but I just want to get these in. So these don't come with light bulbs. Keep that in mind. You'll have to provide your own here. But this is super intuitive. I don't know how much you really need instructions for this process. When reinstalling these, make sure you go with the big, wide, washer-esque lip towards the sconce, so that it's putting more space down across the whole surface. You should only need to go finger tight on these guys. And there we go. This is our lighting fixture all ready to be installed. We got all of our electrical hardware and mounting plate here on the back, as well as it looks like we got some extra screws and wiring hardware. So let's go ahead and head into the bathroom and show you where we're going to be putting this. Alright, so I don't have a super wide angle lens, but this is our super old bathroom from the 1900s, and that's the light that they put in here. I plan on replacing pretty much everything in here, but the first thing we're going to do today, because the brand reached out and they wanted to offer us a new one, is replacing this light here. It's going to fill this space right now, but my dream is to one day replace this whole cabinet thing, get this pulled out, and put a sink here, and then get rid of this sink and move our toilet over here, because if you look in the mirror, there's not a whole lot of space for doing anything if you're having to do business in with the toilet here. So this is where we're going to be, and let's get started on that guy. So let's go ahead and start by taking down this old one. We'll pull the light bulbs out, then pull off this glass sconce to be able to access the back mounting plate. Talk about a landlord special. Just using some regular old drywall screws. Well, that's not to code. Alright, before we go any further, I recommend getting in a little electrical tester like this one and just making sure the lines are not hot. One day, I'll bring all of this room back up to code. However, working in a home from 1911, there's concessions that have to be made sometimes. So it may have actually been easier to set this up without putting the sconces on, but it's going to work out just fine. We're going to start by removing these little nubs here. That's going to be holding on our wall plate. So that's just going to hold this guy on. This guy, we're going to go ahead and just mount to the wall, and I'm just going to reuse their drywall screws. We'll probably just throw them through here, maybe there. Yeah, I think up there. All right, so I just have these wires coming straight out of the wall, so we're going to tuck these together and send them through the center. Then we're just going to mount this guy on the wall like that. These two guys we want to be level, so go grab your spirit level, set it across these two screws to make sure that this is level on the wall. I'm going to start by just throwing one of these screws in and level this guy out. There we go. Locked in level. And if your home was built correctly, this bracket right here should have a proper mounting. And inside of the bag with your wire nuts should be a screw similar to this guy. There's two of these. Those will mount to that, mount this plate to that. However, we're running old-fashioned wall, so we have to use drywall screws to hold that plate on. Now we can start on the electrical. We have our black wire, our white wire, and our ground wire. So let's go ahead and start with our ground wire. We're going to combine it with our ground wire here and then screw it to our ground up here. Just attach these two with that wire nut and wrap our ground around our ground screw and drive that baby in. Alright, now we're hanging by our ground. Let's go ahead and connect up our other wires, black to black, white to white. Then we can bundle all this up together, line up our holes, press this guy in, just like that. We can throw our little black nuts, these are just finger tightened on, to those two posts that we have on that plate. Unfortunately, this is designed to be recessed, so I think I might have to end up cutting down these little posts. Now, typically, instead of having to cut it off, what you would do is you'd loosen this nut here, drive that screw back, and then tighten that nut again to keep it from coming in and out. But where this is against a hard wall, I can't drive that in there any further, so I'm just going to cut off the end of it, getting the same result in the end. Alright, and the last thing we need to do is make sure that it's still level as we installed it. Looks good to me. Now, install the bulbs and see if we can start a fire. Or not start a fire, right? We don't want to start fires. Alright, and moment of truth, we have light. It's very warm light. And there it is, our warm lights. It's hard to capture this exactly, like how warm the lighting is because of this brass reflection, but we do have more lights, which provides more light in the room, more light right here, makes everything look a little bit warmer. So if that's something you're concerned with, is having warm light, like the color tone of the lighting in here, you may have to buy bulbs that are like a cooler color tone to offset the warm lighting here, because right here you can see, I think this is like a 8,000, 6,000, 6,500 K Kelvin temperature here, while those are much warmer of a temperature now because of this brass. But there you go. We have our lighting installed. And I know what some of you are gonna say, it's not centered, Grant. And I know, blame the installation technician, not the product. That's my fault. That's just where the hole was on the wall. I just centered it on the hole. I should have measured where that was in relation to the rest of the lights, but unfortunately this is what we have now. And if it bothers my wife, I'll undo everything and move it over an inch or so and recenter it. But overall, really easy install. So that came with pretty much everything that you should need if you have a home that's modern. Where my home is from the early 1900s, nothing is up to code. So I ran into some little extra issues that added extra steps. However, none of those were insurpassable. I did end up needing something like a little hacksaw that you may need if you have an older home and have a setup similar to mine. However, if you have a modern home, the only tools you'll need is a Phillips screwdriver and maybe a flathead, or even I used the hex, the 1/4 inch hex bit on that ground. That was the only time I needed a flathead or a hex, and then a little electrical tester and a level. If you trust the electrical in your home, you can hit the breaker, hit the switch, and then you may not actually need this, but I highly recommend one of these. And then get yourself a little level. It comes with so many other things. I'm sure something from IKEA has a little spirit level that you saved. Honestly, you don't have to go big on things. It came with everything, as well as even came with a little baggie of extra screws, those tiny little screws that hold on the arms. There are extras of those just in case you need those. And then these screws are to mount it to your junction box that my house doesn't have. So, comes with everything you need, super easy install. I don't know what else to tell you. It's a good go. Let me know what you guys think. If you have any questions, leave those in the comments below. In the day of shorts and reels, TikToks and Snapchats, knick-knack, paddywhack, thanks for giving this old dog a bone and watching this full-length video. If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next video.